Do you ever wish you were George Clooney?
Do I wish I were George Clooney?
Yes. Like, do you wish that you were a name that was more well known?
No, I worked with George.
I have
he's-
no desire to do George.
He's a very, very sweet guy. And he's had a lot of sorrow in his life. And you would think, how could George Clooney or Brad Pitt or any of those people have sorrow? They have a terrible time too. One of my favorite stories is I was working with Al Pacino on a movie, and we were in New York, and we finished a scene we had together, and then we did what actors normally do is, after a scene, you do the post-mortem, and like, well, I loved it when you did this. You know, he's going like, I loved it when you did this, and I said, well, Al, how about when this, oh, that was hilarious. And while he's talking, he's putting on a phony beard, broken glasses, this big tattered hat, a torn overcoat. I go, Al, what are you doing? He says, Stephen, don't you get it? I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. And he was explaining to me that everywhere he goes in New York, people recognize him and they try to pick fights with him to get him into lawsuits. He'll go to a restaurant and someone will come and drop wine on his coat or something like that, or hit him or elbow him, and hope that he'll take a swing at him, and then they'll get him into court. And at that particular time, I think Al was saying he had 5 lawsuits pending. And it's like, that's no bargain being George Clooney, being Al Pacino. You have to hide everywhere. You can't be a fly on the wall. You can't go anywhere and be private. So that's a long answer to your question. No, I do not wish I were George Clooney. You know, there is all different ways of looking at the world, and different philosophers become different filters. And Epicurus was the philosopher, I think he was around 300 BC, somewhere around in there. But basically he said you cannot know the universe because it's too vast. However, the universe reveals itself in a leaf. The universe reveals itself in a puddle of water in the street. And if you study the leaf and if you study the puddle of water, you can know the universe that way. And I think that's what the Tobolowsky Files is that it looks at such minutia, or it looks at little things in life, and I try to reveal them in a truthful way so that when other people look at it, they can see something that has a deeper reflection.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll say this one thing. When I had my heart surgery, and they said the first thing for me to do is, we want you to get out of the wheelchair and to sit on this other chair and watch TV. And I'm going like, you kidding, man? That's my bread and butter is watching TV. It was like climbing Mount Everest. And that's one thing that made me realize the thing we call achievement, the goalposts continually change. And it isn't the achieving that it is but the awareness of where the goalpost is. And by the time I was able to get out of the wheelchair on my own and sit down on the chair that was 1 foot next to me, I felt like it was a triumph like I had never experienced before. But it took me the ability to see that was the goal. You have to see where the triumph is.